Hey y'all, what's up? It's your girl Mecca back here with another video. I hope you guys are having a dope day. We're gonna get right into this video because I'm not trying to waste no time, okay? Also, if you see me looking here, please forgive me because I'm recording this on my phone because I want to hurry up and upload it. So I'm trying to remember to look at my camera, which is right there. Okay. But for those of you who are new to my channel, one thing that I love to do on my channel is book reviews. And about 10 years ago, I did a book review for one of my favorite books by one of my favorite authors, Sister Soldier's The Coldest Winter Ever. Okay, this book was world renowned. If you have not read this book, I don't know what you've been doing with your life. Go pick it up. I'm going to leave a link for my book review of The Coldest Winter Ever. Like I said, it's about 10 years old, so I might do an updated version of that, actually. Anyway, but yes, um, the coldest winter ever just it blew the literary world up. Okay, this was a time where urban fiction, street lit, hood fiction, whatever you want to call it wasn't as big, right? And I feel like Sister Soldier really broke down barriers in terms of urban fiction. I really do. Like, I feel like she is one of the blueprints. Okay, and everybody loves this book. And to tell you about the book without telling you the book if you haven't read it, the Coldest Winter Ever is the journey of Winston Santiago, who is a Brooklynite. She is the daughter of a drug kingpin, and she is spoiled. Okay, she's spoiled, she's ruthless, she's treacherous. She's gonna get it however she needs to get it to make sure she got it. Okay, Winter is one of those characters where you love to hate her. Like, there were parts in The Coldest Winter Ever where you wanted to root for her and you felt like maybe she, you know what I'm saying, would have an aha moment. That aha moment never came, okay? So at the end of the book, we find Winter being sentenced to 15 years in prison, and that's where the book leaves off, okay? So now we have the sequel, okay? And the sequel is entitled Life After Death. And this book starts off, first off, before I even say this, this is going to be a spoiler, okay? Like, I wrote notes, and I don't even know if I'm gonna go off my notes. I'm just, honestly, I feel like I'm gonna just go off the top of the dome. But I am gonna make another video kind of unpacking it. Or actually, it might be a series of videos just unpacking the book on a deeper level. So this is just kind of like an overview, okay? But guys, I'm not one of those people who, how can I word it? I am very honest about, even with me being a fan of someone. Like, take for instance, I'm the biggest Wale fan. I don't like all of Wale's songs. I don't. It's the same with books. Like, and this book was highly anticipated. I think everybody was wanting to know like what Winter was gonna do. Like, you know, was she gonna have an aha moment while she was in prison, get out and be a different person? And I feel like there was just a lot of preconceived notions about how this book was going to be. And I feel like when it came out and it wasn't what people thought it was going to be, a lot of it, like, that turned a lot of people off. And there were several times throughout the book where I was like, I don't know if I can make it through this book. Like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish it. I ended up finishing it last night, and I have a lot of mixed feelings about this book. Like, I, for one, feel like the thought popped in my head. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Like, at one point, I was reading it and I was like, did Soldier actually write this book, or did she get a ghostwriter? Because if you read The Coldest Winter Ever, it is so far removed from that, just like in her diction, in the way that she writes, in her tone, in the way that she writes. This is just what, like, I was confused. I was bewildered at some points. Like, okay, like, I don't. So this book starts out with Winter getting out of jail. She's about to do this reality show, and then she ends up getting shot. Okay, and then she ends up being taken down to the last stop before the drop, which is basically purgatory. Okay, so she's in purgatory and she's having all of these different experiences while she's in purgatory. One of the experiences that she was having was she was being typical winner, okay? Um, that was very evident, and that's one of the biggest points I want to drive home. Winter is still delusional as hell in this book. Like, there were points where I was like, girl, did you, like, regress? Like, did you get dumber? Did you get more selfish? Did you get more self-absorbed? Yes. Yes, she absolutely did. But there were, like, just different things in this book where I was just like, Soldier, like, what were you thinking? Like, I get it, but I don't get it, if that makes any sense. Like, there were, like, she touched on bestiality in this book. There was a part in the book where, so I don't even know where to start, y'all. Like, I don't even know where to start. So like I said, she got cast down to purgatory, and she ends up meeting up with the devil's son, and they have this sexual relationship, and she thinks that she's in love with him. He ends up, God. They end up participating in anal sex, and after he has anal sex with each time he has anal sex with her, she turns into an animal. The first one I think was the first one was a snake. The second one was a dog, in which she talks about how he is pleasuring her as a dog. Then she turned into a rat later on in the book, like, and that made me think, like, are you turning into things that people view you as? Like, do people view you as a snake ass person? Do people view you as a dog or a bitch? Do people view you as a rat? You know, like, that was one of the things that crossed my mind. But anyway, so then she ends up going to this covenant to where they're trying to help her, you know, realize her wrongs and realize that the way that she's living was not right. She ends up leaving there and ends up going to this club and meeting up with, what was his name? Did they even give him a name in this book? Anyway, yeah, it was Shaitan. There we go. She ends up meeting up with Shaitan, which is the devil, and she ends up having a sexual relationship with him, falls in love with him, think that she's gonna be the ruler of hit. Like, I guess she thought they were gonna, like, rule purgatory together. Like, I don't know. I don't know what she thought, but um, so at the end of the book, she ends up meeting up with one of the Ubs, which Ubs are like beings who are unborn souls. So basically, she ends up meeting up with the children that she aborted, where in the first book she got pregnant with Boom. I think it was Boom, because it couldn't have been Bullet. It was Boom. She got pregnant with Boom's kids. If you read the book, you know who Boom is. She got pregnant with Boom's children, which she later finds out, obviously, at this point, that they're twins. And they take her to, like, I don't even want to say right before you get to heaven, because they were saying that where she was at when she went to this place that I'm about to talk about, that she was still far away from heaven. But she's taken to this place where she basically is given, this is her last chance to get it right. Like, this is your last chance to right your wrongs. This is your last chance to realize that the life that you've been living has been trife, sis. Okay. So she goes through all of these things while she's there. Religion, weirdly enough, was really, really pushed in this book, which kind of took me aback, because I was like, you don't have to turn to religion in order to right your wrongs, but okay. So at the end of that, she, like, that ended weirdly too, because, like, she just, like, they took her into this I picture like a little photo booth type situation. I don't know if that's correct, but where she was shown her life and shown all the trifling things that she did. It was basically like having to repent for them or whatever. And evidently she failed miserably. And they told her at the beginning of this whole thing that if she didn't get it right this time, that she was gonna go to hell, and they were like, that was just gonna be it. So the floor opens up, she falls, and I'm assuming that she was falling to hell. Anyway, it ends up that she was in a coma this whole time, and that She wakes up from the coma and still does this reality show, meets up with her dad who's released from prison. Like, y'all, this book was just so much. Like, and that's not even like the most of it, okay? Like, there was just so many things in this book where I was just like y'all, I wrote 2 pages of notes. But it gave like the end of the book. No, I'm not even gonna say that. In this book, in its entirety, kind of gave me like Tales from the Hood vibes. If you ever seen the movie Tales from the Hood, there was because it's broken up into like I think 4 different stories, but there was a story in there where there was this game maker and he did all this crazy shit, and they basically took him to purgatory. It was like, yo, like look at your life, get it together. He wasn't trying to hear none of that. Like it gave me Tales from the Hood, and it's just like another thing I really didn't like about the book is it ended really abruptly. Like I really feel like it felt really rushed at the end. Um, Honestly, me personally, I would have liked to seen less or seen. I would like to have seen less about this whole purgatory situation and more about how she handled it afterwards. Like I feel like it would have been cool like if that would have been like the first half of the book, like the first couple chapters of the book, and then they showed how because she did end up kind of getting this together at the end somewhat, even though like there's still things that I was like, which you still have not learned, but there were points where um I was just like, they could have made this like give us the experience about her being in purgatory for like half of the book, and then the other half of the book talk about how she got it together and like how she's out here moving. Like it was a lot, y'all. Like it was a lot, and like I'm very dissatisfied with the book. I can't even lie. Like I don't think it will be one of those books kind of like the Coldest Winter Ever, where I've read the Coldest Winter Ever like 50,000 times. I don't think that this is going to be one of those books. I felt like this book was rushed, and I felt like sis, this is what we waited 20 years for. Like I don't know, like it just even coming from an author standpoint, like it felt rushed. And honestly, again, I can't remember if I said this earlier or not, but like the thought crossed my mind, like, yo, did you get a ghostwriter to write this book? Because this does not sound like Soldier, like it just doesn't. And I found it really funny that she didn't do a lot of press for the book, at least over here, because I know I was watching, I think it was the Breakfast Club interview that she did about the book recently, and I think she was in another country, but like you ain't doing no, yes she was on a tour, she said, but you didn't do no press over here about the book, like when the Coldest Winter Ever, like not even when the Coldest Winter Ever came out, like even a couple of years ago, she was still doing press up. What was she doing press for? Oh, she was doing press for A Deeper Love Inside. And she was talking a lot about, the Coldest Winter Ever, but like she did a lot of press for A Deeper Love Inside. There was literally like no press for this book whatsoever. It's like they dropped the cover. It was like, okay, see y'all March 2nd. Like there was no interviews done, and even the interviews that she's done, because I think I've only seen two when I searched it on YouTube. Even the interviews that she did do, I'm like, but you still not talking about this book. Like you're talking about things that are important. Don't get me wrong, but like I want to know about the book. I want to know like why you decided to write this book this way, because I feel like a lot of us was like thinking that it was going to be talking about like what happened when Winter got out of jail and her like getting revenge on Simone and Natalie and them, or getting revenge on Bullet. And like I don't know, y'all. Like it wasn't one of those books that like kept me locked in. I'm the type of person, if I like a book, I can read a whole book in a day. I read this book over the course of 3 days, and y'all, like, this book is not that thick. Okay, it's not that thick. I should have been able to finish this book in a day, but I couldn't, like, I couldn't, like, even as an author, I was just like, what? Like, I couldn't believe that this is what we waited 20 years for. And it's just like, because I was watching a couple of the book reviews that other people have done about the book, and a lot of people were like, it's so left field and like so far fetched, which I don't really agree with that because I feel like to me this was more of a spiritual experience more than anything. Um, but even with that, I was just like, girl, you sexing demons, okay? You're sexing demons. Like I don't like you think you about to be co-ruler of hell and shit. Like it was just certain things. And I think the thing that was the most off-putting to me is the fact that Winter hadn't changed. And I kind of like at some parts I was like, okay, I see what you did there. You went left field because everybody was expecting Winter to change. You were like, no, 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 no. She's still Winter says Tyga, okay? But like as like y'all, like I said, I'm gonna be doing a full complete breakdown of the story, but I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Tell me what y'all think. Okay, let's start some conversation down below in the comments. Like I said, I'm gonna break this down into segments because for whatever reason when I record videos it's longer than like 17 minutes, it like cuts the video off and like breaks it into two pieces and I don't want to deal with that today. So I'm gonna make a segment of videos discussing this book and let's talk because I want y'all to sound off. Like I want to know what y'all think about this book. Okay, what was your experience? Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, there will be more book reviews to come. Stay tuned. Subscribe if you like what you see. Thumbs up this video, please, 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 please. I would love it if you would do that. You can follow me on all my social media at HolyMeccaa. I'll have all of that in the description. And I will talk to y'all next time. Bye.